Dobro Jutro. Oh, God, what's going on? Okay. Dobro Jutro, Divine Pisces, 222. It is Friday. Yay, Friday. November 8th, 2019. Let's do an energy check-in for the Twin Flames today. Okay, so first card out we've got is Pluto. So, again, we're still kind of in the midst of Scorpio season, right? So a lot of darkness coming to the surface for the twins right now. Definitely dark night of the soul. 5D communication very amped up right now. Absolutely. I do feel a return to telepathy for some of you who have pulled away from connection. I do feel that energy's kind of going back and forth for the twins right now. So there was a period of time when the twins were kind of disconnected from each other as far as not being able to feel one another, but I feel like this is returning. I do feel, again, dreams definitely really amped up, and of course sexual energy, which, you know, of course. And that almost seems to be, you know, consistent. Of course, that's a 22. All right, so I do feel that a lot of shadow aspects are definitely rising to the surface to be dealt with, okay? Just keep in mind that, and this has happened to me before, some shadow aspects that actually come up may not even be yours, okay? If you're doing like inner child meditations and things like that, and other kind of meditations where you're trying to tap into hidden things that need to be purged, sometimes your counterpart comes through. Okay, so keep that in mind. A lot of passion today, a lot of fire energy today, a lot of sexual energy today. I do feel some triggers, absolutely, so be prepared for that. This could come via communication. It could come an aha moment, could be a tower moment. Okay, it could also be something completely not related to your connection. Okay, there could be something in your workplace, something in your workplace, or something maybe with your karmic situation. Something's coming. There's some triggers definitely happening, and this is for both Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine, I do feel. So just be prepared. A lot of triggers I do feel coming your way, okay? But they may not necessarily be a bad thing. Again, triggers really aren't bad things. They are there to highlight what needs to be healed, right? And of course, we've got Leo today. So yeah, I definitely feel still some ego, absolutely, between the twins right now. And, you know, a lot of times it is with Divine Masculine, absolutely. But you know what? Divine Feminine, I don't know. Divine Feminine, to me, it's almost like some Divine Feminines are deceiving themselves that they're not in ego. That's what's coming through. You might want to go and do some inner alignment work, inner alignment meditations. I also would recommend a meditation that helps you connect to source or to your spirit team directly to keep that ego kind of at bay, because I feel like some Divine Feminines here are acting as if they're acting out of intuition, but in reality they're acting out of ego. And keep in mind, your intuition is never wrong, guys. It's when ego gets involved and twists, you know, what your intuition is telling you to do, that you get in trouble. Okay? And that's when the towers come. I mean, it's not really trouble if you think about it. You know, it does teach you a lesson, absolutely, right? So if you're acting out of ego, definitely feeling a trigger or a tower coming for you. Possibly Divine Masculine as well. But I do feel this is going to sound really counterintuitive to a lot of what we've been seeing here lately, but it's almost, again, like a return to loyalty to the journey for Divine Masculine at this point. Okay? It's like his higher self is like, yep, we're doing this. All right? So that's really, really interesting. And I do feel, again, communication is all over the last few days, man. And I know actually this is interesting because K Moon was talking about a communication window started on November 5th, goes through December 5th. Okay, so I do feel a lot of twins getting communication, will be getting communication. Again, keep in mind, this could be triggering communication. Okay, so keep yourself grounded, all right? And make sure you're listening to your higher self, you're listening to your intuition on what you need to do in the particular situations. And again, I mean, if it triggers you, it's not a failure. I mean, you're learning lessons, right? But I do feel also a lot of karmic cycles here definitely being highlighted. Coming to an end, absolutely, but I do feel there are even deeper issues with these karmic situations that are definitely coming to the surface. It's coming to a head, guys. Okay? So get your stuff in order because these karmic cycles are ending. All right? Don't grieve the ending. Just go with it. It's supposed to end. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel like you have to stay in a toxic situation to make someone else feel better. What about you? Okay? So definitely feeling some codependency, absolutely. Codependent cycles coming to an end. And there also is some addiction here. Now this could be sex, drugs, alcohol, but it could also be obsession, okay? And this is for both Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. I do feel some obsession coming through, which also plays into this Pluto card here, okay? All right, let's take a look at Divine Masculine today. See what's going on with him. Let's see. Oh, guys, Divine Masculine. A lot of inner struggles are coming to an end right now for Divine Masculine. Okay. He's releasing control where before, you know, he was wanting to be in control. He's wanting to be in control of himself. He didn't like feeling like he couldn't control what was happening to him, right? With these awakenings have been really rude. Let's be honest. Very, very rude for Divine Masculine. But now it's almost like he's just like, you know, I was talking about Divine Feminine was getting hit over and over and over again until she was just finally like, all right, I surrender, I'm done, right? It's almost happening right here with Divine Masculine, okay? Because they're being shown this. They're being shown this right here. This is what they're reaching for. And it's skipping. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, he's being shown this. And then of course there's Pisces right there. That's interesting. Right? The Ten of Cups. The ultimate happiness. Happiness from within, yes, but the ultimate union card as well. That's very interesting, guys. And of course we've got the Empress here, which, of course, you know, Divine Feminine has been doing her work. She has been working on her abundance. She's been lifting herself up, healing herself, really taking things, right, and running with them, right? And I know a lot of you guys have told me this, how you just feel so at peace, like that's what you want that inner peace. So you stepped back from the connection in order to focus on that, and you're coming into that and you're seeing the abundance happening. Like, guys, this is the manifestation is real. You know, once you keep your vibe high, you keep your thoughts positive, and you start manifesting, it becomes addictive, right? So Divine Feminine really doing her thing, man. And Divine Masculine sees this, guys. Okay, you may not be in communication, you may be in separation, but I guarantee you, your Divine Masculine sees this. Okay, one way or another. Sees it in the 5D, he's stalking your Facebook page, whatever. Are you literally stalking your house? Okay, we know that's a thing. All right, so he sees this, guys. He sees this. You're moving forward. You're doing what you want. And what is happening here? Union is manifesting. It's interesting, right? So the fact that we've got the Ten of Cups, the Empress, and the Two of Cups here. Looks good to me, right? So just keep in mind, though, guys, the closer you get to union, the harder the challenges are. And this is not just physical union with counterpart. We're talking inner union as well, because that's the ultimate goal, is inner union. Once you achieve that, then it's you know, quote unquote smooth sailing, but probably not really. Probably still have more lessons to learn. But, you know, it gets easier and easier and easier, okay? So I do see in most of these connections, the energy is going both ways. Equally. Equally both ways, guys. Okay? And that's a vast improvement because, you know, for a while there there was a lot of back and forth. Divine Feminine was feeling drained, right? But Divine Masculine is understanding again, you know, because of this here. Okay, she's doing it. If he releases control, he can manifest his own abundance. He doesn't need anybody else. He can stand on his own 2 feet, whether emotionally, even, you know, financially, whatever. He can manifest anything he wants, right? And that's incredibly powerful because for the longest time, Divine Masculine has been in a state of feeling unworthy, a lot of inner child wounds with Divine Masculine surfacing, mostly to do with rejection, self-worth, abandonment. Abandonment is huge with the Divine Masculine collective, guys, believe it or not. And so what is this doing? This realization that they can create their own happiness, they can create their own abundance. This is ending. Boom. There you go. So karmic cycles. What was I talking about? Karmic cycles. Karmic cycles are ending. Okay? Now, again, this could be a karmic partner. It could be a family member. It could be a job. It could be an addiction. Whatever. Okay? Whatever it is ending. It will end. It will be forced to end. The universe is going to come in and say, yeah. This is what's supposed to happen here. Right? Just like with Divine Feminine. And Divine Feminine, don't get me wrong, Divine Feminine's been fighting the ends of some cycles, man. I'm telling you. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's like Divine Feminine is just as stubborn as Divine Masculine when it comes to that sort of thing. But instead of focusing on herself, what was she doing? She was focusing on her Divine Masculine's karmic situation, which of course was only bringing dissatisfaction, frustration, and heartache, right? So focusing on herself, what has happened here? Tables have turned, right? So looking at Divine Feminine, yeah, Divine Feminine has been doing her work. She's been working on her shadow self. She has been, you know, letting the things come to the surface that need to come to the surface so that she can learn from them and she can heal. And then she can do it all over again if she needs to, okay? Because sometimes you got to do this bit by bit. Sometimes, guys, like when you have like a massive trigger, it is really hard to deal with a cluster trigger that is throwing so much at you. Sometimes you got to take a break. Sometimes you got to evaluate, well, which one am I going to work on first? Which one takes priority, right? Because sometimes they just hit you. And they hit you hard. And you're just kind of sitting there going, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to rebuild this one, right? So I do feel Divine Feminine definitely coming back from some recent triggers, some shadow aspects that have been surfacing. And, you know, this coincides a lot with Divine Masculine's Dark Night of the Soul, okay? I do feel some Divine Feminines are in Dark Night of the Soul energy. Now, if you've already gone through your Dark Night of the Soul, you can have more than one, okay? I've had 2. You can have more than one. So you may be going through another one. It could also be ascension, but it could also just be you just hit a really hard trigger. Okay? So, but I do feel some Dark Night of the Soul energy coming from Divine Feminine, not from Divine Masculine at this time. Okay? Which is interesting. Okay? So it's almost like they're flipping. Okay? But Divine Feminine, again, has been working on what? Filling her own cup. And this has been probably the main focus for Divine Feminine for, I'm going to say, probably the last couple of months. Collectively, Divine Feminine has been working on filling her own cup because she's tired of people taking from her, right? From her when she has nothing left to give. So what has she done? She's pulled back. She said no more. She's put up her boundaries, said you can't drink from my cup anymore. I need to refill this cup. And I alone can choose who gets to drink from my cup, right? And as an empath, that's incredibly powerful. Because as an empath, you know, when you walk into a crowded room, that's why I don't like crowds. I don't like malls. I hate malls. You walk into a mall and there's like all these people around you. You can feel everything. Everything from everyone, right? And it's overstimulating. What's happening? They're drinking from your cup and you don't even know it. So like as an empath, you really need to learn how to shield yourself, how to guard yourself, how to ground yourself, protect yourself, okay? In general, do it every morning, do it every night before you go to bed. Protect yourself because you may not realize you've left yourself open for that, right? But you can protect yourself, guys. As an empath, yes, this is something that I have learned to do since my awakening, okay? And it has helped me tremendously. I don't feel nearly as drained as I did. Guys, I was coming home from work done. Like, I was just drained. Fully drained. Not so much anymore. And it's actually really nice. It's kind of freeing, right? It helps to kind of release the anxiety. And this is where a lot of the anxiety for Divine Feminine was coming from. I'm going to tell you that right now. Divine Feminine was feeling drained. She was feeling like everybody was taking advantage of her. And then when she would stand up for herself, what would happen? She'd get stabbed in the back. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you so giving now? Why can't I drink from your cup? Because it's empty. Go away. Right? So Divine Feminine, you know, definitely coming out of that defeated energy, absolutely, you know, because these cycles, this itself, the cycle with people draining Divine Feminine, and this could be Divine Masculine, take it as it resonates, okay? That is a cycle within itself. That is a cycle that needed to end, and that cycle is coming to an end, right? Because Divine Feminine has been ascending, she's been transforming, she has been learning the truth about herself, she's been cutting away the toxicity, she's been working on her karmic situation, she's trying to get herself in a state of inner peace and balance. And you know what? I think for the first time in a really long time, I think Divine Feminine is feeling that, right? But she also knows there are more decisions that need to be made. But I do feel some Divine Feminines are at that point where they are trusting their intuition to help them make that decision. Okay? And I think I said this before, if you're not trusting your intuition, if there's something that's blocking your intuition, like your ego, definitely need to clear that out somehow. I would definitely recommend a balancing meditation, or some kind of meditation that helps you connect to your higher self or a source or your spirit team, okay? And, you know, if you hear that little voice in the back of your head, and Charlotte at Happy Twins 1111 says it the best, like you start hearing all this doubt, you start hearing that little voice in the back of your head, acknowledge it. You know, that little voice comes in the back of your head, you know, you're meditating, and that little voice says, you know what, this is really stupid. This is really dumb. You're just making it up. I mean, like, yeah, you know what, I am, and I'm having fun. So why don't you go away? Does wonders. All right, so messages from your counterpart. So some of them definitely calling out for help. You may be getting dreams. Some of them right now do feel still a little lost, still a little on edge, but they're definitely yearning. And they are regretful. Some of them have stepped away, have pulled away from the connection to regroup after towers, triggers, what have you. But they are seeing signs and messages everywhere. Everywhere. Okay? Like 111. Yep. Starting to understand the significance of the connection. Some of you have pulled away too, okay? Keep that in mind. Communication begets communication, one way or another. Yeah, a lot of them don't want you around them right now. You probably don't want to be around them either, okay? Because there's a lot going on behind the scenes, a lot of toxicity. See? Communication begets communication, guys. Have you stopped communication? Have you stopped communicating out of ego? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sleepless nights. Yeah, messages. Song messages. Definitely. All right. Let's get some messages and advice from the universe. Oh no, that's too many. Yes, I am catching up on readings, guys. I appreciate your patience. I have emailed a few people. Let's just say I've been dealing with some drama in my karmic situation right now, okay? So I appreciate your patience, appreciate your understanding. It'll be fine. I'll get through it, it'll be fine. Oh, yeah, it'll be fine. It'll all be fine. A personal issue reaches resolution, yes. So definitely feel some answers are coming for you guys, absolutely. Some cycles are coming to an end, but you will be receiving some sort of confirmation of your work, that you've been doing what you're supposed to be doing. The universe will definitely make sure that you see rewards for that. Just make sure you're focusing on the right thing, okay? It's time to release negativity, okay? Scorpio season, this is like, I think this is the third time this card has come out this week. So yeah, release negativity, guys. Stop holding on to the past. Stop holding on to resentment. Stop holding on to toxicity. If you're in a toxic situation, get out. If you can't get out physically, disconnect from it energetically. Okay, don't give any energy to it. It will fall away eventually. All right. Now, this one's ringing different to me today. It was saying, you know, go out and do what you need to do to help someone else. But today it's almost like telling me you need to give to yourself. You need to work on filling that cup, so to speak. Okay, be kind to yourself. I think a lot of twins are beating themselves up because they're not seeing quote unquote results. But again, I think you're focusing on the wrong results, and you need to take time to breathe. You need to take time to breathe out. Okay, take time to breathe, regroup, reset. Especially if you've just recently hit a tower or cluster triggers. A lot of purging with this. Inner child work is very hard, so if you need to take a time out, do it. Take a time out. It's okay to do that. Don't beat yourself up for taking a time out, okay? Because that inner child work is really, really intense, and it's really painful. Just make sure that you go back to it. I mean, you don't want to stop it completely, right? All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. If this has resonated, please like, share, subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.